platforms. Very happy to have you here as we're going to be talking about a number of things we have going on in the community, a number of things going on with the economy and markets in general, and updating you on everything we have going on here and for the rest of the year. This is an interactive event, so we'd love to have everyone in the chat box, in the social channels, wherever you're viewing this from, to go ahead, let us know where you're coming from, and let us know again, what is the number one thing that you're resetting this year as you're reaching towards your financial goals for all of 2021. Laurel, how are we doing today, ma'am?
I'm good. I'm thinking that I should go live on Instagram. Can you tell me which buttons to push? Or should I not do that? I think I should. Can you guys do it on your side, or how do I do it?
Steve, our crack AV guy, will be handling that here momentarily as he handles things behind the scene to get us out to Instagram, and we'll be taking care of that momentarily.
So in order to go live on Instagram, Laurel, what you want to do is you're on Instagram, and then what you want to do is you're going to swipe to the left.
Okay.
And then on the bottom, you're going to have a couple of options: post, story, reels, and live. You're going to swipe till you go live, and then you're going to hit the live button.
It just says camera.
So you swipe to the left, right? On the Instagram app.
There you go. I just, I'm dyslexic, so.
There you go. On the bottom, you have post, story, reels, live. Go ahead and click on live, and then you're going to see the little button, hit button, and you're going to go.
How do I turn it around to see me? How do I turn it around?
Is there a little rotate button?
There it is. Look at that. I magically did it in front of everybody. There we go. All right. We haven't gone on Instagram for a long time, but we need to. So yes, I'm here and excited. I cannot believe May is already here. So those of you, again, we are on all social channels at this point. And our theme, if you want to put up our amazing PowerPoint there, Steve, is to spring into action. So Spring into Action has been a campaign that we have been doing, and not a lot of you are doing that great at it. So, and here's why it's so critical that you hit this reset. So Spring into Action is the name of the campaign, and you get to earn 100% of you can earn it. So it's all up to you. It's up to your ability and willingness to get things done. But right now, 4 months have passed. So I want you all to think back to January 2021, right? January 1st, when you did your resolutions. Most of you said, right, 90% of the planet says, I'm going to lose weight or make some more money and do all of that. These are the only people that have done it. And given we have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people in our database and follow us, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people who have won. Oh, that's just the roadmap. So it's a two-part win. Number one, you opt into the link. And then when you opt in, you get the Yes Energy book. Then what you're going to do is you have to fill out an application and get an interview. Yes, you got to talk to some people. And you say, oh my gosh, but they might understand that I have gaps in my life. That's what the point is to help you re-see, here we're heading into May, that what you wanted in January, only and I'm stretching, right? And we're going to introduce you to somebody who's stretched and is going for it. His name's David. We'll bring him into our call in just a moment. He's going to talk about how he will and is on track to make over 100,000. Well, and right now he's on track to do 120, and how you can do it too. So a lot of you keep saying you want to do something, but what you do doesn't look anything like the goal. So for those of you that said you wanted to lose weight, you're still eating ice cream and bonbons and sitting your ass on the couch in COVID and using that as an excuse. Those of you who said you want to make money, you don't go pay off your debt. You don't, again, wander around all day. You get revenue in your mind. You think, okay, I got to make money today, right? Believe me, I don't care what level of player that you are at. There's not any entrepreneur, wealth builder, or multimillionaire, shark, my friends. That's what drives us every day. Not just the making of the money, but it's the strategy of the business across all channels. Are you set to make money every day? And it's a different way of thinking. In fact, I was on a radio show earlier today, and all we talked about is that transition of when you jump or forced to be an entrepreneur. Like I jumped, I quit Chevron. I went to work with the Kiyosaki group. And what is in that moment, what do you have to do? You have to now get cash flow and revenue at the forefront of your brain every day. You don't wake up and say, well, I wonder who I need to respond to today. right? You got to go drive revenue every day. And we teach you every 3 weeks on a marketplace how to do this, and then remind you in fast cash. I mean, our systems and structure for what we've built remind you every day what you need to be doing, which is generating revenue. And then you really got to moderate and watch your cash flow and your expenses. So there's this whole structure that has to change in your life for those of you that are used to just getting, you know, money dropped into your little bank account every week or every 2 weeks. Now you got to work for it. Now you got to generate for it. And I'm not going to say work like it's a negative term. You got to go like serve other people's lives. So Spring into Action was designed. We're going to keep it going. It's not going to end in April. We're just going to keep it going on evergreen, which means it's going to keep going. Where you have the opportunity, number one, like I said, get the S Energy book, then fill out the application and get an interview. Now you get the S Energy roadmap. The only place, I don't even know, what do we sell that for, Thomas, on the store? I don't even remember. We sell it for a whole bunch. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I want to say it's at least 97, if not more, in terms of how it's packaged up. But I mean, that's a significant product, significant value, and a great resource for people who are utilizing it.
So first you get the book, then you get the roadmap, and the roadmap has 4 very specific videos on how to put Yes Energy in your life. It's the videos that we use when we launched the book that had just, I mean, unbelievable raving reviews and took us to a bestseller, not only in the United States, Canada, and Australia. So you want that. You want to just earn that. And that's just you filling out the application, having an interview. Then the big one is you actually go get a friend. Now you see in the chat a whole bunch of people that need a friend. Now, once you go get a friend, I mean, come on, Gary, Sherry, Amanda, I know most of you, like, let's go. Go get a friend to actually do what you just did. Go through the application and do an interview. Then what those friends are going to get because of you is you're going to get the blueprint, the 100K blueprint. And that is a 39 set video. It's thousands of dollars if you want to buy it, but it actually walks you through. Remember, there's only 52 weeks in a year, 39 weeks of video of me telling you exactly what you have to do. And you say, well, why didn't you do 52? Because a lot of the weeks are the same thing, which is get up and make money, get up and make money, get up and make money. I didn't think I have to do the same video over and over to tell you the same thing, get up and make money. Mel Mason, who's actually out there, needs to go get a friend, and I know she will. She is somebody else we're going to be featuring on just this revenue generating muscle. And none of you are, like, I shouldn't say you weren't born with it. I know you all have it in you. It's little cells of DNA right now, but you got to strengthen it. You got to think, I'm going to go to the gym every day. And your gym means you're going to do ask, tell, ask. You got to ask people how you can serve their life, what you can do for them, what product or service. I don't even care if you just sell a whole bunch of stuff on eBay. I don't care actually the thing that you sell. We're going to let you abandon your funnel, which means, you know, David, I think, sells LinkedIn stuff. He doesn't have to sell LinkedIn stuff. He could sell, you know, just let me listen to you complain for 20 minutes for $20. Like, I don't even care what you're selling at this point. I just need that revenue producing muscle every day to be in the forefront of your brain. Once you're conditioned for that, your life changes. And your life changes because it's going to start being fun, and it's going to start being creative, and it's going to be called marketing and sales. If you want formal words for what we're asking you to do, is how do you generate leads every day, and how do you make sales every day? And it's only you that gets to do those behaviors and drive them every day. So you get 3 big gifts that you're going to earn. Number 1, just for opting in, you get the Yes Energy book. And then for you doing an interview and an application, you get the Yes Energy roadmap. You get a friend to do the same thing. You get the blueprint. It's like hands down the greatest thing you could do and the easiest thing to do. So we're going to keep Spring into Action in motion and get more of you doing it. There's not enough of you done it. Look at all of the participants we have on the broadcast today. And I need you to say yes if you are committed to doing it, so I can see your name, or you can we can actually document our chat and see how many of you are committing. So are you committed to doing this campaign? It is completely for you, 100% service for you. Tell us yes if you are going to do it. I have 1 yes. I mean, really, there are 37 of you. Come on, chop, chop, let's go. That's my new word also. You should put up my little, the guys made me this little fun thing because, you know, I don't know. I'm regurgitating things from my past, but it's like, let's go, chop, chop. All right, Mary Lou, I got you saying yes. Christopher saying yes. It's simple. You get 3 big gifts, and all you have to do you have to do an interview, and you're scared, but yes, what are you scared of? All you have to do is get an interview. In fact, you just did one with John, so I would count that. I always say your name wrong. I think it's Choi. from the Caribbean. So you already did your interview. So I'd count that as a yes, and you get the yes energy roadmap, because I know you just did one with John. And then you just go get a friend to do it. And a lot of you got to be sick of your broke friends or your friends that complain about money too. So get them to do the same thing. Just simple application, simple interview, and we're going to keep moving you through your life. Our whole goal of this campaign is to reset January 1. Because if you don't do it in the month of May, it's tough. You cannot, you won't get there. I have all sorts of strategies that I can teach you how to make up for the 4 months that you didn't get your goal. But I can't make up, if this was in November, we can't make that up. So, this campaign will continue. So in the November timeframe, what I would tell you is to spring into action and get ready for 2022, right? It's too late. You're going to kind of blow 2021. So none of you should be blowing this year at this point, right? So you have to get it going, right? Interesting. Why were you on my call with Scott and Ranson yesterday? We're gonna have to get some new bridge lines. Those are private calls. Interesting. Well, you probably got a little gold mine of information out there. So, and what's the biggest trigger keyword? So can you read that out? What's Kelly asking? Oh, to get people, to get your friends to do it? I would say if you want to make 100,000, go do an application and interview. Pretty simple, right? If you want to make an extra 100,000 in your life, click on the interview, click on the application, get an interview. By doing that, you're going to get a blueprint for how to do the 100,000. So super simple, super simple. All right, so that's spring into action. That's our update. We're going to continue to update on a monthly, maybe even weekly basis. We need more of you doing it. So go do that right now as I talk about where we're headed for the summer. So we've agreed to, we were going to do a campaign a month, but the truth is we really don't need to do that much. What we have works, and we just need you to execute deeply. And notice how many of you are starters. How many of you in the chat would say you are a starter or a finisher? My experience is most people, especially if you're a really good entrepreneur, you're a starter and you're not that great at finishing, which is why you need a team around you. Are you a starter? Oh, really? We got a finisher. So that's like a whole revenue model. If you're a finisher, what you should put together, Jenna, and if you're not in our 100K or big table yet, you need to be, because I can tell you could build the whole business around finishing. Because look at everybody, starter, right? So you're in the 100K, well, then I would build some more consulting around finishing, which, the whole marketing would be, how many of you started projects and didn't get them finished, but if you actually got them finished, you'd actually make more money, right? So again, you could build a whole business around helping people finish projects. So most people are starters. So we're going to, instead of doing more and more campaigns, we're going to deepen these. So once you know that you've got the awards through the spring in action, we're going to move into another campaign, one more for the year. Maybe we'll put another one in the fall, but this next one is going to be world-class. No one's ever done it. No one's ever been successful at doing it. I don't care what guru, including throw out some names, whether it's Grant, Sharon, all my buddies, Kevin Harrington. Nobody's doing what we're doing, which is helping you make money and strengthen that everyday money muscle. So every day, we're going to give you a challenge. I called it a 10-day, but really I've expanded it. And we're now in like the 40th and 40-something day with some of our clients on this, where every day they make money. And David, coming soon to you and anybody in the 100K challenge, it'll be the same challenge. Instead of just get to the 100K, every day make money. So what could you do if you were making money 365 days? Every day, what would change in your life? I know 100K would happen. That would be like hands down easy. You have 365 days to make 100,000. I mean, your average ticket has to be $5 to get there. I mean, we don't even need that. So I'm going to have you start at a minimum of $10, and every day you got to make money. Every day. Some money's got to come in, a minimum of $10. I did this with some of our clients. We have some testimonials. We're putting some of those videos together, but you all need to make at least 100 grand. You're different people. You're going to be more fun because you're going to have more capital, which means you're going to be more creative, because then you're going to say, oh my gosh, look, I actually have a big bank balance. Now, what am I going to do with my money? Clearly, you all know to go to Flip and go put it in Flip, because then it takes it out of your operating account so you don't spend it, and it's invested into the market, into whatever portfolio. Then you're going to go say, Wonder what else I could do with my money, right? Maybe I'll do a construction loan with 10, right? You can do that as a non-accredited investor. Maybe there's somebody else that you know of that you could go put your money with. Maybe you want to go do a fix and flip. Maybe there's other things that you want to do. So for a lot of you, this campaign coming, we haven't titled it. It's gone from increase your money muscles to rev up revenue. We're going to put a fun name to this campaign. You know, Thomas, some of the women in the office, we've been playing with the idea of, you know, 3 days to cash, and maybe it's 30 days to cash or 90 days to cash. But all of you need to be making daily cash. And we'll be ramping up that campaign, having fun through the summer on who can make the most money. And again, it's really about you and your personal best, right? You are your PBs, I call them, right? If you've done one thing, what could you do? Then what's the next level? What else could you be doing to even do more and more? And it's always about that enhancement. So Thomas, anything you want to add to where we're going? We have this campaign, another one coming, and a lot of fun. And just be in our system, be in our fast cash calls. That's 3 days a week, at least come once a week. Every 3 weeks, we're doing our marketplace this Thursday and Friday. You cannot re-attend. Those of you, there's a lot of you out there have already attended, but you can go to the graduate marketplace. If you want to put in the graduate link for $399, we still have that lifetime. I haven't added a zero yet, but for $399, you have lifetime access to fast cash and our graduate marketplace. So Friday at 3 o'clock, we can see all of you graduates back and jump back in the marketplace with your offers and make some more money. So again, we have an entire system set up from this call to our laser calls, to our 100K calls, fast cash calls, graduate marketplace. Like, you have to be sleeping to not make money with the structures that we provided you. Thomas, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think it's important to recognize that even if you're not hitting your financial goals or pacing to them where you're at right now, we talked a little bit about this, you know, in the past couple of weeks, it's okay to adjust that and fix it so that you can, right? If you need to reset, obviously you need to take that plan and approach. You have all the resources here within this community to help make that happen, whether it's joining Laurel in the Big Table community, whether it's joining the 100K challenge, or even just joining our marketplace and the graduate marketplace. There's no reason to stop reaching for your goals, financially speaking, especially when you have everything that you need right here. So if you're not pacing to where you want to be, review it, adjust it. You know, Laurel, I know you hate this word, pivot, but then make sure you're working and resetting as needed to get to where you want to be.
Yeah. So again, right now the current campaign is asklaurel.com/spring. And we want you all springing. And those of you, again, if you want to repost those lists again, for those who've joined a little bit later, these are the people who have won the roadmap. Now you need to go out and get a friend. Once you do the friend, you're going to get the 100K blueprint, which means you're going, I mean, hands down, you should be making $100,000. So any questions on the Ask Laurel while people, while you're reposting some of that? Any questions? And then we're going to go to David, and I'm going to interview a gentleman, a client who is having amazing success with our 100K program. And I just wanted to share with those of you who are in our 100K or are thinking about adding it to what you're doing, and how what he's doing to make amazing success out of it. Any questions that have been roaming around in our world? Again, coming up this Thursday and Friday, can't wait. Our marketplace is going to be just, you know, I'm waiting for the group who's going to come in and just blow the doors off, meaning break every record, from attendance, from staying on and not dropping out, to making the most money. I cannot wait to see those of you that are going to just play full out in our marketplace coming up this week.
Laurel, we had one question from the chat room. Someone was asking about how they're posting on social media. They want to know, how many times is it recommended for you to post on social media, you know, to help your marketing?
I think that, well, because we have a whole team who's doing that. So what I've learned, and I'll say what I've learned, and Steve, you may want to come from back in the background, but 3 times a day on TikTok is what I'm understanding. Once a day on YouTube, a video a day on YouTube. Steve, what are the recommended, or Thomas, you probably know too, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for recommendations, and even LinkedIn?
I'll let Steve take a crack at that first. Part of it also depends on your sales cycle. So if you're someone like Laurel who has a conversation that is pertinent to someone's life on a daily basis, you need to be posting more. There's a reason why we're posting multiple times on multiple channels. If you're a service provider, a business that has a lower sales cycle, not necessarily that you post as much, right? I don't need to see 5 posts a day from my dentist telling me about oral hygiene, because at the end of the day, it becomes annoying and I might actually not want to work with them. So understand it needs to be appropriate, but the more that that person's having that conversation, the more you should be having that with them. Steve, anything you want to add there, sir?
Absolutely. So in order for you to have optimal growth in all of your social media accounts, you're roughly looking at posting anywhere between 10 upwards of 53 times per day. Now that's a combined effort. So Facebook is recommended that you do 1 to 2 posts per day. Instagram is recommended that you do 1 to 7 stories, and then also posting once a day. TikTok, anywhere between 1 to 3 times per day. LinkedIn, 1 to 5 times a week, but no more than 5 posts a week. And then Twitter, which is going to be the most aggressive, is recommending you do anywhere between 5 to 20 times per day, because only 1 in 3 tweets are read. So depending on how many accounts you have and where you're actionable, you're roughly looking at 10 to 53 pieces of content you post every single day. And again, that can be a lot of just replication and duplication, and changing up your descriptions and your hashtags and things like that. But in order to have optimal growth, that's what you're looking at.
Yep, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And what would I say about that? It's just a lot. Yeah. What about hitting different marks? I know like our whole team's on track to hit different marks. Like those of you, Steve, if you want to share and maybe put some of if you haven't joined me on TikTok and don't have a TikTok account, we have 2 or 3 runaway videos. We would love your support in sharing them. So Steve, let's talk about some of ours. And we are going to be launching really, really heavily into back to our YouTube channel. We put a lot of effort into it a couple years ago, and then moved over to other platforms or just gave them more emphasis. But we're really going to go back into growing a massive YouTube following. But TikTok's been kind of fun lately, and we've gotten some good runaway videos. We'd love for you to join. Those of you on TikTok, get an account and Steve, maybe share a few of the hashtags and how they find me on some of these different social platforms. Our goal on Instagram, which is why we're out here with you guys today, is to get to 10,000 followers. So we have certain marks that our team is working on to hit certain marks. So do you want to speak to that a little bit, Steve, and also what's some realistic marks for some of the folks to hit?
Yes, definitely. So any of our accounts are tied to Laurel Langemeier. So if you go to Instagram, it's called the Millionaire Maker. Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter. Twitter is Ask Laurel. Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok is Laurel Langemeier. Make sure you spell the name right, Langemeier. If you misspell it 1 or 2, you may find some accounts out there that aren't ours. They're just duplicates or spam accounts. If you do find those, definitely DM us, ping us, because we do go after those accounts and shut them down. But I would say realistically, depending on what you have, for TikTok, once you get to 1,000 followers, you're able to then open up and use the business platform, so you can do ads. Once you get to 10,000 followers, then you have a couple of other cool linkage options, which means you don't have to pay for advertising, but then your account can link out to other outside pages. Same thing for Instagram. When you get to 10,000 followers, you can have the swipe up feature in your account. That way you don't have to do paid advertising. You can increase your followership that way. All the other platforms are pretty ad based, meaning that the amount of followers that you have doesn't necessarily do anything for you to get you any access to any other features. They're just there to make you look cool, right? They're not going to pay the bills at the end of the day. You definitely want to be able to leverage those contacts, get them into your database system, create some sort of an opt-in, some type of a free download, so that way you can be able to serve them and get them into your marketing funnel. But again, depending on what channels you have, Obviously, if you needed to focus on a few, Facebook is always going to be around regardless of the opinions back and forth. Facebook ads are still going to be successful for you. Instagram,
Yep.
same thing. LinkedIn, of course. And then I would say TikTok, who's sort of the new kid on the block. It's not very old. You're going to be very successful getting followers quickly over on TikTok. And then also there are minimal restrictions on advertising on TikTok. So if you want to get in now, I would say do that. So that way you can post ads out there. Obviously, you know, do it with integrity. Don't flip flop and bait and switch people on your ads. But people are more open to learning more about you and actually getting into your marketing funnels.
Yeah. All right, Kelly. So what's the TikTok symbol look like? Like a weird little T. Just go look it up on the app stores.
Yep.
Yep. And just follow along because we are, you know, constantly working on our improvements and what we're doing as well. So follow along, share our information. And the other thing, though, is my podcast. So my podcast is Jammin'. We're getting, in fact, I'm interviewing Sharon Lecter for my podcast. We just did Bob Proctor. And I got John DeMartini coming up and Grant Cardone. So stay tuned as we're going to have a fun summer. I'm actually going to invite some senators from right next door to your big state of Kansas. I'm going to a senator of Missouri, senator of South Carolina, bringing some interesting folks to the playing field here. So exciting times.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, super fun. All right, let's switch gears. Actually, there was a question on Flip. If you just want to put the Flip link, how Flip works. Flip Wall Street is just we call it our wealth account. Right now that it is up and running, it wasn't in my books because that company wasn't designed then. It is a very safe way to invest in the market. It's algorithmically software driven. It takes you out of the market if the market gets volatile. When our clients in Flip, I am an owner of it. I always disclose that. But I just went to Georgia Southern. I don't know how many accounts, I think 50 to 80 of the accounts out of 120 guys open Flip accounts. And for your kids, open accounts, they can put $20 a month. It starts teaching about a free market, about an economy. It's just a great platform to put your money and get it out of your operating account. And the key for that is that you start doing the millionaire plan like technique of make it, invest it, make it, invest it. Another way to think about it is make it and pay yourself. That way that money's out of your account, because a lot of times you're paying bills, you're buying shit you don't need, right? And then all of a sudden you don't have any money. It's just a way methodically, weekly to get money out of your account. I don't care how much it is. It's that behavior of make it, invest it, make it, invest it. And it is amazing. So you will watch a webinar. You can open up a free app. As you get more into the system, there aren't fees for it, but it does get more sophisticated. There's pro accounts. There's very active accounts. If once you get over 6 figures, you can actually get the very owner, Kelly Corsick, to help oversee your accounts. And those are jammed at between 42 and 78%. So we want you to put money away and away from yourself, like save yourself. Some of you have such horrible spending behavior. So save yourself and put it away where it gets invested properly. All right, so 2 big campaigns. One is in motion, askloral.com/spring. The other one coming soon as we get all the details put together. But I want to introduce you to one of our successes. I'm super excited to have him on today. David Lassiter, come join us here on our Ask Loral platform. You want to unmute?
Unmute. All right, thank you.
There he is.
Awesome. Well, it's great to have you on. David, when did you join our 100K program?
October of last year, and I'm just so glad I did. Been a definite positive thing in my life.
Okay, we're going to get to all that. So in October, what had you join? Because again, there's a lot of people out here that need this first 100K. Talk about where you were in October and what had you say, I'm just going to jump and do this.
Well, I started my own little business from home, and I was doing pretty good. I was making about $3,000 a month. Then some months was down to $2,000. But I realized this is a whole new venture. I knew nothing about creating my own business. So it came at a perfect time in my life where I was like, this is a great opportunity to get some help, get some coaching, because I need help. So you guys are where it's at right now.
And so what is your business? Yes, you get to do a little marketing here, my friend. So is this a new business that you started in October to do the 100K, or was this something that you were dabbling in? Talk a little bit about your expertise.
Well, I've been in financial services since '97, and
Okay.
I've been dibbling and dabbling in marketing since then, but I really honed in on my skill set because I was locked down during COVID. So I had to figure out how to make money from home. With the insurance business, I wasn't able to do that because I was used to face-to-face, belly to belly. So now everything is on Zoom. So I'm like, how am I going to figure out how to make money? So I just honed in on my skill set, collapsed time frames, and I just got it done.
And so what is the business you're focusing on? It's LinkedIn right now, right? Is that correct?
Yes, that's one of the things. I teach people how to go on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram and start generating their own appointments within minutes.
I love that. And so let's talk. So how did you come up with the concept? Was the concept like, were you at our marketplace when you generated the idea, or did you kind of have it milling around in the background?
Already had the idea before I came to the marketplace, but you helped me improve my skill set and gave me some great ideas.
And how is the community and the structure of the 100K challenge? And those of you that are watching, if you're not involved, we've had this 100K challenge now for probably over a decade, where our guarantees will help you make over 100,000 in a new income stream. So David again started his in October. Talk about how the involvement in the community has supported that.
Well, Thomas and Steve, I mean, they gave so much value. Thomas is my coach. Okay, so every month, actually I get 8 trainings per year, but still he's given me some great ideas on how to improve my business, give me a better understanding. And then Steve with this training every week on the fast cash calls. I think it's like 3 times a week. That's more than enough, but you have to stay connected. And he's just given me a deeper understanding of what business is about, some ideas on what to do and what not to do. It's just good to make sure that you stay connected and learn this new strategy so you can be effective in your business and make money. I mean, they're always coming up with good ideas and get a deeper understanding of the funnel that you already have. So it's good. Awesome.
So what do you think the biggest learning has been? Like for you, like if you think about where you were and then what shifted, so, right? And my understanding, right? And you can give the exact detail. In the last 2 months, you've done over 10,000, correct?
10,000 last month and 9,000 in March. And I've been doubling ever since January, but my goal is to hit 20,000 this month.
So what was that catalyst, that moment where that learning, you're like, I get it. Like, was there a moment like that, or was it a gradual kind of muscle conditioning? Was it gradual? Was it like a light bulb moment?
It was an aha moment. I think getting the understanding that your business needs to have different levels. Okay, you have a free option, then you have a $197 option, then you have a $300 option, and in a $997 option. You have to have different levels where people can enter into, and then also those who are already customers, you have somewhere to put them. You got a next step to go. So that was pretty much an aha moment, and then also getting help. That really helped tremendously. I got help in, I think, February, and after I got help, because I was doing everything on my own, but finding good help is very hard.
I got to clarify that, because when you said getting help, like getting help from us, so clearly getting a mentor coach, we'll call us that. Talk more about help. You're talking about hiring humans.
Yeah, hiring like a virtual assistant. Yeah, sorry about that.
No,
a virtual assistant. I was able to hire a virtual assistant, I believe it was in February. And he started making phone calls for me because I already knew the script. I knew it worked. I was doing everything. And he started hammering that script, and I started getting appointments like that. Just boom, 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 boom. And it was just so much easier. It's like I'm having fun. Literally, I'm having fun. So. And
let's talk. So did you just find a VA on your own? Did you use a service? How did you find a VA?
I believe I got the idea. Oh, one of my buddies gave me the idea, and he helped me set it up.
Good.
And it was just a great situation to be in to get that help.
It's like I don't know, you don't have to disclose necessarily what you're paying him an hour, David, but how much is the value to you, right? Not, you know what I mean?
Priceless.
Like, I don't think people realize, like,
Priceless. I mean, you have time freedom. Okay,
right.
You can make your own schedule. I'm making my own schedule. I can work when I want to work, and people are coming to me and they're lining it right up on my calendar. And if they're not coachable, then I don't work with them. I choose who I want to work with.
Right. So let's talk, how many people are you talking to? Because I know a lot of people that are out there looking for new clients too. And I want to just put in some reality of, we have a lot of clients. They don't do anything we say, right? They do their version of what we say. They think they're doing it, but they're not. So when you say someone's not coachable, how do you identify that? Because I think that's really key, right? As you're building your company to get the clients, like you are extremely coachable, right? So we appreciate that in you, because we couldn't do and say we can help you if you aren't willing to do what we've asked. So talk about that coachable like moment where what the questions you ask, where you just know that can't be your client because they're not going to do what you say.
Well, after I go through my little presentation spiel, and if they're hesitant on the question I ask is, are you coachable? Then they're probably not going to be a person that I want to work with if they can't answer the question, with confidence and ease. Yeah. I had a lady today, scheduled an appointment with her, but it seemed like it wasn't a good fit. So I asked her the question already yesterday. She said, "Oh, you already asked me that question. I'm a very busy woman." Well, okay. Well, this probably isn't a good fit, but I do thank you for your time. Just like that.
Good. I love that you actually are okay with the no's, because as you know, in our marketplace, right, we ask you to go get no's, and people don't realize that getting no's is okay, because sometimes it's not a good fit, right?
Yeah. All money isn't good money. Trust me.
You are right. In a different category of that, like I have some investors who can come in with, I had somebody I just denied last night. I actually wrote a thank you for your consideration, who wanted to be one of my biggest investors in my cannabis business. But I knew he would be a PITA. Pain in the ass. And I just said, even that much money isn't worth it, because the energy that will come with it would cause problems in the project. Right. So I don't know that people understand that getting yeses all the time isn't really the goal. It's getting to that revenue. So let's talk about revenue for you, David. What's changed in your revenue producing day? As you know, we teach, like when you get up in the morning, I mean, what's your focus? I mean, obviously for you to have gone from 9 to 10 and now, on track to make 20 this month, what's that revenue generating thinking or behavior that you had to put in your day to make this result happen? Does that make sense? Like what shifted?
Well, I've always been coachable, always have some type of system in place. I learned that from Eric Lawfon. But, just write down the things that you want to do on that day, write down your goals. And with me, I have 2 or 3 things that must get done. So making phone calls, 20 to 30 phone calls a day, because I have somebody also making phone calls for me too. So that, and then direct messaging people on Facebook or LinkedIn, those 2 things are mandatory for my business on a daily basis.
And so what do you do? What's your strategy that you employ, is what I'd ask it, when you get up on those days and say, I don't want to do this today? Like, you're not in the mood. Because I think a lot of people, instead of driving by a goal or an objective or a strategy, they drive with emotions. They get up and their day is driven by emotions versus the strategy or the goal that they're employing. So, and everybody has that day. I call it my no days. Like sometimes I'll get up and I'll be having like a no day, and I know what I have to do to get it to a yes day. What do you do?
I just focus on the goal at hand. A professional focuses on what needs to get done, but an amateur focuses on their feelings.
Ooh, that's good. I'm going to borrow that from you. That's good. Because I think a lot of people would say that they're professional. I would agree with you. I think there's a lot of amateurs, and not that that's a judgment. It's you haven't done enough muscle conditioning, like we always use that, you haven't done enough training in the gym, right? In this world, you haven't done enough training in your office or whatever your platform is. So let's see. Thomas strategically listed out some questions that I want to get out of your brilliant brain. talk about the, I know you talked a little bit about the teams and coaches, but talk a little more about the 100K program and the process and what supports you.
Well, when I first signed up in October, you gave us a list of videos to watch. Very simple videos, about 5, maybe 7 minutes long. So I went through all those. I actually went through them twice because it's real simple to take in. And I just focused on doing a little bit at a time. Didn't get too far ahead of myself, and took one step at a time, and just did what I was supposed to do. Did what I was supposed to do. Stay on course. Stayed in the conversation. Came on the calls every week. I might have missed one call a week every now and then, but I'm very consistent with staying on the calls with Thomas and Steven. So great coaches, great guys. Learn a lot all the time. I'm learning something new and a deeper understanding. So did that answer your question?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
So I want to hop in here with one question, because working with David on the laser calls and the fast cash coaching, David, speak just a little bit about the reporting that you keep yourself accountable with. Because what you do is you are very good at measuring what you do and using that to improve your business.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Well, I have a tracker which I actually give away for free, but I use it to keep track of my appointments, my show up rate. And I get it down to the 10th. So for example, my March, I had 108 scheduled appointments, 45 people showed up, and my closing ratio was 60%. In April, I had 92 appointments, less appointments, but I made a little bit more money. And I keep my closing ratio is at 45.8%, and then my show up rate was 52.2%. Most business professionals I talk to, they don't know their numbers.
Right.
Not like that.
Not like that.
And when you know your numbers, it's not a hobby. This is a business. You don't make business decisions based upon, I think my closing ratio was 52% or 30% or 33%. No, you know your numbers, and that's how you make your decisions. You make your decisions based on data, not opinion.
Yeah.
Well, and David, speaking to your experience too, because you had done your revenue model, as we talk about in the 100K challenge, you had were tracking your sales calls, but you identified that with the reporting, you by yourself would not be able to do what it took to meet your revenue goals. Your reporting also helped reinforce the idea that you had to hire a team, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You have to. I mean, when you think about the model we teach, it's, you go from the lead generation, however that comes in, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, ads, however you get your leads. And then you have to move them, like I said, through your funnel to an appointment. Without an appointment, you can't, and doing that ask, tell, ask on the appointment, or some version of that sale, right? And Eric Lofholm was in our big table. I mean, he was in our table 10. I think I met Eric in 2004 is how long he has been a client at our big table. And we've hired Eric back. I mean, he's hired us. I mean, that's kind of how it happens once you get into our community, right? We hire each other. We create our own economy. Like, we don't just make this up and say it for marketing purposes. We actually do it. Love Eric's work. And so once you get those appointments, tracking how many appointments you're getting, right? If you think about what we do during the marketplace, we want you to get 10 no's, 10 appointments, 10 no's, and then 20 through the weekend. How many appointments is your goal a day? Like, just minimum appointments a day?
But five appointments. I have a minimum of 20 per week, but I had about 2 weeks ago, I had like over 30 appointments scheduled. My assistant, he probably got about 25 of them set.
Yep. And then from the appointment, you either go, and how he figures out his closing ratio, for those of you watching, is from the appointment, it either moved into a sale or not. And I'm assuming, because of how you're doing this, you're tracking what they're closing into. So the greater dollar amount, I mean, here's what's going to be the difference. And Mel Mason, who is on our video and doing that other challenge as well, very similar, and I'm going to give you this challenge, is I want you to sell deeper into your funnel over and over. I mean, the goal between 10 and 20,000 is just a deeper sell into your funnel faster and more of them, right? So a lot of you that are out there thinking, well, how do you do it? First, you get the consistency in the behavior, right? And then you sell deeper into your funnel more frequently. Anything you want to add to give some advice now out to those that are working on just building to where you are?
Don't think, just jump. I mean, you see value here. You're on the call here. You've seen what Laurel can do. You've been in the community long enough. Stop procrastinating, because when you procrastinate, you lose money. Okay. Now, the question is, have you ever been on the wrong side of momentum? And most people, when they've been on the wrong side of momentum before, it doesn't feel good.
So speak to that. I like that. That's like a good conversation. I'm going to let you give a little lesson on being on the wrong side of momentum.
Well, a lot of times when people procrastinate, it costs them money, even though they know they need to do it. We all procrastinate for, every now and then. We all have a little bit of procrastination in us, but when this is going to affect your business and your future and your family's future, why wait? It's valuable, and you can help a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are looking for your help. And just keep going. Don't make excuses. Just grind through it. It's going to get better.
Yeah.
Yep. Because you
Awesome.
don't make excuses. You don't make excuses and money at the same time. You just don't.
Look at all your little one-liners. Look at that. You don't make excuses and money at the same time. I'm going to use some of these. These are awesome. So I just want to congratulate you publicly. We're going to take some clips of this, if it's okay with you. We're going to put you out on my podcast.
Absolutely. I love it.
So do you have something free you can give somebody?
I have my free tracker. They can get my tracker for free. I also have a guide that's called 19 Prices, Do's and Don'ts. It's regarding the UTR method that I basically created.
MSU'd it, right? Made it up. We call it MSU, make stuff up. She just made it up, right?
Well, actually, it's valuable information. It's about how to go online and start generating your own appointments. Okay, It's not going to give you everything, but it gives you a nice little sample, some ideas on what to do.
So here's what we're going to do, because we'll put it in our show notes, and we want to be an affiliate of yours to help grow your company. So you and Thomas are going to work that out, and then we will share the link. All right. And we'll get it all set up where we can share your link. We'll be an affiliate. And by the way, those of you watching, I wanted to do this publicly to show you how deals get done. So now we'll be affiliate of his, because you need his tracker, but you have to go through our link. That's how you should be doing your business as well. And once you get out to our podcast, our goal is to help him make a lot of business, which helps him get his goal. And as you start seeing things cycle back. So we appreciate you, and congratulations on your success.
Thank you so much, Laura. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. So those of you, again, that are out there and you want the / spring into action, you are going to get these videos he was talking about, those 39 videos that are absolutely essential to you making 100K. I think, again, discipline, consistency have to be part of your value set, right? Getting up every day to the consistency of what you're doing, right? The discipline of doing it every day, letting your goal and your strategy lead you instead of your emotions. So David, thank you and congratulations on that. And you got to get help. And I'm on so many interviews and people say, if you could look back, what are the 1 or 2 mistakes? And I say, number 1 is I didn't get help fast enough. And a lot of you, that is the problem. You don't get help fast enough because you don't think you can afford it. Number 1, just commit to paying somebody. Like I just committed today. I moved somebody from part-time to full-time. And really it's, X hundreds of extra dollars a week. And you say, well, and that's going to become thousands, right, within the month. But you know what that person could provide in value to our systems, and it's online, it's part of our social platform. I mean, it only takes one person to join our 100K that we can make, $10, $15, $20,000. I mean, one person to join our table, $25,000, $30,000. You're going to make it. And then your commitment, because you have a hired team, you don't get to get up and be emotional and just not do your day. You've got a team responsible, and that team probably has a family. So looking forward to watching the rest of you grow. And again, our spring into action is an extraordinary opportunity for you to earn your way to getting those videos. So stay tuned. We will be back next week, 12 noon, as always, on Tuesday with our Ask Lori broadcast. Thomas, anything else you want to add to wrap up our conversation today?
I just want to remind everyone that as we get into summer, as we start moving forward, we're going to be focusing more and more on making money every day. It's going to be worthwhile. It's going to be necessary, and it's going to help you all get to where you want to be. So that is what I will end with, and look forward to seeing everyone next week. Seeing you all. Also go to realmoneytalkspodcast.com for this and more episodes where you can learn more from Laurel's conversation about changing your approach to money.
Yep. And those of you that are out on Instagram, we could do it out here if you want as well. But those of you out on Instagram, we're moving over to Clubhouse at 1 o'clock. So in 3 minutes, I'll see you out on Clubhouse at our Millionaire Maker Club. Talk then, and talk to the rest of you next Tuesday, 12 noon. Take care.